Hey YouTube, coming at you with a Great League Remix team. Geez, I forgot to look it up. I'm gonna go with Morpeko as was written in the comments. But if it's Morpeko, please let me know. I already made a joke. I filmed tomorrow's video and I already made a joke saying you can put a compilation together of 20 minutes of all the Pokemon names I mispronounced. So, more, you do it phonetically because a lot of you are kind of trolling me in the comments, just writing as is. So I'll call it Morpeko because that's what one of the users said. If it's wrong, not my fault. But Morpeko with Qwilfish and Swampert in the Great League Remix. So you have a few things in the Great League Remix. There's like Quagsire banned, so Swampert and Whiscash I already kind of said are going to have a chance to rise to the top as Mud Boys. Qwilfish has become like a kind of unique safe swap because Drapion is banned. So it kind of rose as one of the top safe swaps. Plus, there's a lot of ground ban, right? Marowak, Clodsire, Gastrodon. So poisons have a little bit of an advantage because of all the ground that's banned. And we're going to test out this new Pokemon. I will do Beyond the Hype probably League Turnovers Tuesday. Maybe for Wednesday morning. It's either going to be Wednesday morning or Thursday morning. I will have my Beyond the Hype of this Pokemon. I've seen it in action before. But it's different when I test it myself and give you my own thoughts on it. So I will test that Beyond the Hype style Tuesday or Wednesday. No, League Turnovers Tuesday. So Wednesday. League Turnovers Tuesday. So like, yeah, Wednesday morning or Thursday. Okay, sorry. Gotta start over because I was not paying attention. And I did not say what they wrote. They wrote, I've been a subscriber for a few months now. I've always enjoyed your more analytical approach to the game. I got 3 of these from GBL Rewards, so I decided to build one up. It's super glassy, but the status buffs, debuffs make it really dynamic and fun to play with. It almost plays like a glacier Ariados. I often tried to save shield for it. I started off with a lead, but then moved it to a closer role, which worked out a little better for me. Overall, 8-2. This is my 2nd season of GBL. I hit 2,000 last season. I definitely made some mistakes, like staying in too long against Pokemon with high, fast move pressure like Dragonite, and sometimes wasn't sure what to do, where to align Morpeko. Feel free to roast my gameplay and point out what I should focus on. I think my biggest problem is finding my win con. Love your videos. Okay. So you do have 2 water in the back, but one is half poison, so you neutralize the grass, and the other is half ground, so you neutralize the electric. So realistically, you do not need to switch out of the lead if you don't want to. But let's see what's going on here. So Clefable in. Sorry, Jesus. I cropped it every time. I do this often. When I get some battles, I have to just like crop the edges of the screen on some of these. And I do it based on my numbers. But my numbers and your numbers are different. So let's do it so that we can actually see all the stats on these things here. And this is why I am 3.5 years into my YouTube career, still a noob. Okay. So you decided to give up Switch here. So you have a Clefable. You have this Pokemon that spams fast and throws really hard. Okay, you are half dark. I forgot your typing for a second. You are half dark, so you are taking quite a lot of damage from the Fairy Winds, and you are glassy. You are weak to that. So, going to switch to Qwilfish, which is obviously a great answer to Clefable, and that's kind of the only problem. They may have an answer to Poison, and it's a steal. So that's sort of the only problem when you go. I know you're in a weird situation here because Qwilfish is your safe swap on this team. You cannot safe swap Swampert because if you see a grass, it's top left, and Qwilfish is like a top 5 safe swap in a Great League Remix because of this. Exactly. With Poison Sting, you can spam Aqua Tails. And that's exactly what you're going to do. You're going to shield up his Zap Cannon. You do not get the lowering of the defense, which is nice because you'll get another couple off and grab a shield back. So that's the strength of this Pokemon as a safe swap. However, they had a Fairy lead. Oh, I can't believe they gave up Switch there. They had a Fairy lead, and if you come in with the Poison, they're going to have an answer to the Poison if they have a Fairy on the lead. Them giving up Switch is insane, especially with, let me tell you why your opponent made a terrible play here. unless they thought they could not win Switch, but I don't know why they come out with their hardest answer to your first two Pokemon. Whiscash is going to destroy electric and it's going to destroy poison because both are weak to ground. So getting Whiscash on either of those two Pokemon would be amazing. So to then just give up Switch and come into that Pokemon into the matchup knowing that we on this end can just go into another Pokemon is insane. So yes, 100% you go into Swampert here. I don't know why they would give that up. So getting into Swampert, it is worth the shield here. I would shield because I wouldn't want to take this out. I guess you live a mud bomb anyway. But like, I personally would have just shielded just in case, because you really want to get this out here because your other two Pokemon are going to have a tough time here. Clefable comes in, back into the Qwilfish. Moonblast will be resisted. Qwilfish is still a bit glassy though. Swift, non-stab. You can live one. You could just try and sweep with Morpeko here, but opting to shield, these poison stings are adding up. Aqua Tail does get same type attack bonus because you are half water. Not quite enough to take out, which is okay. I noticed you trying to swap. Right, I remember they have a dark on the lead here. One thunder. Oh no, sorry, they have the fairy on the lead. What do they have left? Oh, Registeel. Yeah, don't catch then, because this will surely one shot from this range. Yeah, 100%. If it's under 50% with that attack, that decent of attack, yeah. What do you do here? Okay, you're going straight into this. Yeah, this is kind of a flaw of the team. You're double weak to ground. And Morpeko on the first Aura Wheel. Thank you, everyone. First Aura Wheel. I know I was saying Aurora and people were trying to correct me and I think I screwed up the miscorrection, but Aura Wheel is electric. So you went into your Qwilfish and yes, it is spammy enough. I guess this is the right play. It's kind of just a team flaw being double weak to ground. And I get it that ground is not as prevalent in this meta. So with that, you just like take the risk. So yeah, you can't come Swampert. So I guess coming Qwilfish is the right lead, is the right play. And you are pretty weak to grass too. Oh, this team's got some flaws. But this move does change, right? So you blasted it with the electric. Here comes the dark. You have to commit to the farm down. Well, I would have committed to the farm down to come out with a move because now, no, you won't change forms, right? And I think it only changes it when you, oh, it does change forms. It changes forms on that move too? I thought it only changed forms on, again, I haven't used this Pokemon. Does it change form on both? Because this is why I said you should have farmed down because then you would have had a dark move for it. And could have taken it out. But I guess they wouldn't have shielded there. Now you're going to take it out here. Man, this Pokemon's going to get some... I got to get used to it when I use it. But now you're in trouble. Okay, your team flaws are coming out in full force in this video. Double weak to ground. You're going to have a problem with grass. Like, what do you do here? You either come Qwilfish right away and hope that they... Or just stay in here and Psychic Fangs. Psychic Fangs will chip. And if this truly changes your form after every move. Okay, it changes your form after every move, which you now get to a dark move. You're probably going to have to shield. You're lucky that they shielded. Because now you can get to this move and take it out, probably. Oh, yeah. It's a super effective because they're ghosts. So this will 100% take out. So back to full belly mode. You instant swapped because they pulled out. What did they pull out? Sorry, I just missed that. Did you just get out of the fairy again? Did they go into a fairy here? And you got out of this? Because you are half dark and you wanted to. Yeah, again, this is the only problem when you go into your immediate counter to fairy. You did it blindly though. Oh, okay. I missed the blind part. So you kind of instant swap blind. Which I never recommend. So at least the spamminess of this thing is going to grab some shields because this is poison is resisted, but water is super effective. Kind of the strength of Qwilfish against grounds here. You're going to either have to I mean, you probably just let this go and just go Swampert anyways. Yeah, let it go. Swampert, come in with Mud Shot, get ahead on energy. Honestly, commit to the farm down if you want, or you can throw here. I would commit ahead. If you're at, they think they're at Earth power, 100% we're shielding. Just coming out with a ton of energy. Throw the Hydro. And then they did lower your defense with Psychic Fangs. Sorry, with Poison Jab. Which may put you in Moonblast range. You're non-shadow, you may live. Okay, that was only Swift. Moonblast probably would have taken you out there. But a Swift, you will live because it is non-stab. And take out the Clefable. Oh, crap. Okay. You can't come Swampert, so you got to come this, where the poison is resisted. But you have the Aqua Tails. And they catch on the Wheezing. I mean, this is probably what you would throw anyways. Why Wheezing? Wheezing takes neutral to poison because it's half fairy, and Fairy Wind is resisted because you're poison. So really weird switch here. I think they were like, maybe like, oh, I got to keep the Steelix on the Morpeko. But they just gave up into like a really bad matchup. They can just farm down here and for the Cape Switch and energy now. And now you get the Swampert on the Steelix. So really weird play on your opponent's part. Really, Qwilfish is showing its insane strength here with how spammy it is and how it is able to grab shield and stuff. Or just like flip switch. Yeah, Psychic Fangs or Crunch, you always kind of take the first one in case Psychic Fangs will always lower your defense. Crunch has a chance to lower your defense. So it took one. Going to take the second one as well because it is not a Shadow Steelix. So it's not, and you're not a Shadow Swampert either. So you are not being threatened. Gallade comes in. And super spammy to this move. I know this move hurts, and I know Gallade is glassy. I'm guessing it'll one-shot. Yeah. It'll one-shot. Man, this animation is going to be annoying. Hey, you know what? That's awesome that switched because now we get a Hitsu. This is where it's cool. Right? Oh, jeez. Whoa. That is crazy. Okay. I think this is my first time like really seeing like it hit in action, and I know it's a glass cannon because I remember doing the initial analysis on it because it has like 140 attack plus, so I guess it shouldn't be surprised that it hits that hard. And this Aura Wheel gets same type attack bonus on these moves, which makes them hurt, right? So that attack stat plus this same type attack bonus, being able to switch the move into the one that actually hits Steelix is so fun to watch. I'm surprised you're not staying in because it's not like electric is resisted by rock or steel. It's actually neutral. If you've been, I guess I haven't really used Togekimaru too much because if you will know that, I've taken that Bastiodon matchup on multiple times. They get into Medi, which if it's counter, if it's resisted. If it's Psycho Cut, it's super effective, and it looks like these are adding up, and I can't tell if they're adding up because you're just glassy Pokemon or these are like Psycho Cuts. The animation's weird though. Looks like a counter. Anyways, you grab a shield. Gonna come in Swampert because you are half dark on a Morpeko, so that would be super effective counters if that is what they are running. And they were boosted. Altaria. I don't mind chipping here, but you just have to go back into Morpeko after this because Swampert has no matchup. No, you can't stand this matchup. All you're letting him do is get a ton of Dragon Breath off. Well, you know what? What do they have on the lead? Because you probably can't even take a Sky Attack, but you know what? You did chip low enough to get this in Psychic Fangs range, but you have to shield everything. So they're probably at almost 2 moves, but you're pretty spammy and this will hurt. So maybe catching them off guard there was the right play. This animation is just going to add a few seconds to the matchup, Now you just need to make sure you come out with another move here. You have to shield because this will take you out. You have to get a move off before you get taken out, and you have to try and maximize. Honestly, that's almost as much as you could do. So even if you lose here, yeah, there's nothing you could do. You actually played that energy-wise as best as you could. You had this really awkward situation where the Altaria was loaded, and this is why I think you played the Altaria matchup wrong. I don't think Dragon Breath is neutral on Morpeko. I understand that. And Sky Tech is resisted, but you still need to shield the Sky Techs because they will add up on a very, very glassy Pokemon. But it is very slow charging, especially after the Sky Tech nerf. You cannot let it charge that much up and then get into your glassy Pokemon to take the charge moves. You need to, especially how spammy your Pokemon is, you need to get into that Pokemon immediately and start pressuring it or forcing that Bastiodon back in. But in terms of the energy, you did it as best you could. You were in the situation where you had to shield the Bastiodon move because it would have taken you out. You needed basically two moves. You needed one to take out the Bastiodon and another one to hit the Altaria because Altaria had moves, but you couldn't also be taken down. So you basically went as far as you could, but there's just kind of nothing you can do in that situation. So again, I think the misplay. I personally think the misplay is just staying in that matchup with Altaria. I don't mind throwing one Hydro to at least chip it into potentially Aura Wheel range, but you can't stand a full time like that. And again, I was like, did I miss you come out here? But this is probably when you switched up the lead into Swampert. Okay, yeah. So the lead is now Swampert, and we see a Jellicent. Man, the algorithm people in the comments are going to go crazy on this one, because you have a Ghost Water that would have been against a Dark Electric, and now we got the Swampert matchup. Ooh, if that's not algorithm, I don't know what is. Am I right, people? Thumbs up for algorithm. Okay. Landsy Earthquake. You could just let this go. Okay. The problem is, well, 2-3 throw on 3. Yep. That's good timing on the fast move there to get to the Hydro. This will at least bring it to the one shield or add pressure or keep switch. Throw the Hydro. Throw the Hydro. Throw the Hydro. The amount of times I have to do this joke and just repeat this. Any chip is better than nothing. You've got to have an internal clock on you. Even if you don't know how much, I mean, one, you can see how much a Dragon Breath does. Like, you should be able to see how it's adding up. But even if you don't know how much it is, you got to have just the internal clock that says, I'm in the yellow, almost red, and they got Dragon Breath. I'm going to be taken out real quick here. I just need to throw ASAP. Like, you need to know that. So Hydrocan is resisted, yes, but Hydrocan is such a hard-hitting move. You'd still chip it like 20, 25%. So a lot to let go there. Coming to Morpeko, which is resisting the dragon because it's electric. I don't know why you have Qwilfish with Ice Beam, and Poison Sting would have been neutral. So I think you probably should have come Qwilfish because at least the Poison Sting was neutral. You could like bait the Ice Beam or just go straight Ice Beam. Maybe they don't know the moveset. So do lower their defense, and now going here. If this does not land, you should get out. It does land though. And still get out. And in the back, it is a Typhlosion that, I mean, with an electric move against you, probably should have won with a shield advantage. I know that poison is neutral and Aqua Tail is super effective, so you would have been outpaced, I think. I know you're spammy, but 2v1 shields, I think you would have been outpaced. Okay, Swampert's mirror match. You got a 1 attack, so it's going to be tough to win CMP. They will likely shield because they just saw how much this Hydro did to you. You got to throw this Hydro right away to see who wins CMP or catch it. You both tried to catch it. Oh, simultaneous swap. Okay. I guess good ideas on both of your parts because you don't know who wins CMP. So if you want to just bank that energy and just come in here. If it is the Steel Wing, it is resisted by the water, which is why it looks like they're not doing a ton of damage on you. And your spamminess with the Poison Sting Aqua Tails, just launching them here. You could just let this go and come Morpeko and just get ahead on energy and come out with some energy because that would be very deadly with the shield advantage. Yeah. Don't throw a move. Just farm down. You have a move loaded. Just going with the Psychic Fangs because Swampert resists the electric. That said, it's low enough that I bet you it takes it out anyways. Honestly. So let me just stop you right here because this is a mistake that I think a lot of, and you don't need it from, unless they caught it, but you don't need it from this range because it is very low. This is a lesson that a lot of people just make the mistake. But it's not the right move to throw Psychic Fangs there. It would have been the right move to throw Aura Wheel. I'll tell you why. Swampert had about, what was it? It was already in the yellow, right? So it had less than 50% of its health left. Psychic Fangs only does 40 damage because it's a non-stab move. And yes, it lowers their defense, but so what? Aura Wheel does 120, right? It is the most insane damage per energy for a 45 energy move I've seen. 2.67 damage per energy, 45 energy for 120 damage, and your attack heavy. Even if this move is resisted, it's going to do well over 50% to Swampert. In fact, let me just pull it up. You won't be able to see it here, but let me just do the battle of Morpeko with the electric and none against the swamp. Was that a Shadow Swampert at that? Was that a Shadow Swampert? Yes, Shadow Swampert that had what? I'm not gonna. Okay, you threw it blindly, so I can't even see how much it had. But let's say about 50%. So Swampert, Shadow. Put it in the 0 shield here. Aura Wheel does 56.6% to a Shadow Swampert. 77 raw damage, even resisted. Which, if you're counting at home, 77 raw damage is a lot more than 40 raw damage. And 56 is well over what you need because it was already in the yellow. So I know a lot of people's instinct is like, oh, I'm going to go for the neutral move as opposed to the resisted move. Well, when the resisted move is a nuke and the non-stab move is very, very low damage, throw the nuke because even the resisted nuke is going to do better than the low damage move. So you could have taken out Swampert with the Aura Wheel. Instead, you hit it with that, which you then need to shield. You then need another Psychic Fangs, but instead of going Psychic Fangs here, for some reason, it's already in the red. You already did like 50%. You try to go for the Aura Wheel. Luckily, they catch the move thinking that you were just going to go Psychic Fangs, and they caught it on the Lickitung, so you're able to chip that a ton. So it kind of worked out, even though that's not the right play. Able to take this out, and now just go Psychic Fangs. Ooh, get taken down, but have the move banked from when you both tried to CMP earlier to win. Salazzle, fantastic lead. They will get out into something. That something is Shaman, which is a grass type Pokemon. You are half water, so this is neutral. So it probably does hurt. It seems very attack heavy. So I would also shield. I don't even think you need it. It's a bait game here, though, if you don't go Ice Beam. My thoughts of why they would probably shield is because of how glassy it is and that you shielded already and that their moves are adding up. So they're more likely to shield. But you know what? It's not one of those like, you should 100% bait in this situation. It's really dependent on like what you think your opponent's going to do in this situation. I don't know about this shield. I get that you don't really have an answer to this, so you maybe just want to go, yeah, you know what? Okay. You don't have an answer for this. I mean, it is in, just throw the Aqua Tail. It's so low that I will take it out. You have back-to-back Aqua Tails, you could just Aqua Tail this out because it's so low. I guess Morpeko probably could have taken out with Psychic Fangs, but that's fine to chip. Now, Electric will one-shot this. So I was just going to say, watch for the catch. You can probably just farm up a little bit. Yeah, you can take a move here. Unless it has Dragon Pulse, then maybe that'll hurt. Just Poison Fang, so throw 2. If you want to maximize the energy on a 5-turn Incinerate, throw 2 Mud Shots and then the Hydro. There's a little fruit fly or something flying around here. So do take it out. Gonna get hit with the move here, which is fine because this will take you out, and then you'll just get to the Aura Wheel and take it out. Really? You're not a moth. Go away. And this will, yeah, 100% take it out because it's a super effective move on a water Pokemon. So Dragonite, this is the one you said you, I'm guessing, don't know where to take the damage. You should be coming Qwilfish because the Mud Shots are resisted and the Hydra is resisted. Now the Hydra being resisted still going to do like 60%, so they may shield anyways. Or yeah, so it takes it to the yellow anyways. But now you're going to lose this. You could, if you shield and take it down to the ones, you're going to get out breathed anyways. I think the right play on this lead is to just come Qwilfish right away and force pressure with the Poison Sting combo here. Oh, you can't take that move. Oh, you are going to have a rough time in the back here. So Glade is in here. If you're going to go Psychic Fangs, at least bait. You're lucky they don't know the type, the moveset. You've got to shield up everything here. They make a catch on an Empoleon, but they may let this go thinking that it's just Psychic Fangs, and that will almost take them out. You just commit to the farm down here, and you get it, and now you start shielding up everything here. They're going to be pretty close to 2 moves here. So shielding up 1 Leaf Blade, they get a second one off, but you're both 2-turn fast moves, so there's not much you can do there. They're pretty glassy, so they're likely to shield, even though they should not shield the first one. But I guess if that landed, maybe you actually could just Thundershock down because this thing is glassy. But you'll get to a move and take this out. You're super high attack, probably higher than a Glade. So we'll take it out there. I'm actually excited to use this Pokemon. This looks like a really fun Pokemon. I would build it with bulkier Pokemon, honestly, because this is a very glassy team. So there's a couple issues with the team itself, right? You had double weak to ground issue. You had grass issue unless Aura Wheel is in the dark mode. So a couple teams the issue, but the other issue with the team is that it is very glassy. So if you were like you just let the move go on the Qwilfish because you wanted to save 2 shields from Morpeko. But like if you're gonna let shields go, you need bulkier Pokemon to let them go on. Letting them go on Pokemon League. I guess the other side of the equation here is like if you're saying I'm gonna run glassy Pokemon and just spam the crap out of people and force them to use shields so that I can have 2 shields from Morpeko. Okay. It just makes it a little trickier. So yeah. Hope that was helpful. 28 minutes in. So yeah, that is it. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you guys in the next one.